Hey everybody, welcome back to the Immersed Games live stream here on YouTube.com.
We finally made it.
We finally made it to the big leagues. It's been a while.
It has.
It's been a while. A lot of weird stuff happened in Florida specifically, which is where we're located. But yeah, we're showing off something a little bit different today. We're showing off Tyto Ecology, not Tyto Online this time, because we've got a brand new expansion pack for dinosaurs. Cretaceous Mongolia.
Cretaceous Mongolia. Yes, we did a polled our community to see what region of the world we could pull dinos from, and Cretaceous Mongolia won in a landslide, which is some pretty sick humor because a lot of dinosaurs died in landslides in Cretaceous Mongolia. So.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's
very clever. Also, please let us know in the chat. Again, we're testing with production stuff. Please let us know if levels are good or not, because then I can try to up them in real time. But there's not much I can do. Hopefully it's all good. But we should get going with the game itself, the game proper. We're starting a new biodome here, right?
Yes. This is my account. I have a bunch of biodomes already up and running, so that I can have enough Tyto coins to show you guys a thing or two. So yeah, I'll start a new biodome. I know how to play this game.
No tutorial.
No tutorial.
You want to switch to the full game screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take control for a second, and then. All right, there we go. So now you guys can see everything, and now you can take control back.
All right.
I will never do that again.
All right, so we've got Cretaceous Mongolia. This is our new expansion pack, which just released a few hours ago on Steam. 70 million years ago, the Gobi Desert of Mongolia was not the lonely wasteland that it is today. In the Cretaceous period, it was teeming with life. Though still arid and dry, it was home to dinosaurs large and small, tall trees, flowering plants, insects, and even small mammals. Today, the area is rich with dinosaur fossils, many of which belong to species that only existed in Mongolia during the Cretaceous period. Let's check it out.
It's a very exciting time.
It is. All right, new biodome. What should we call our new biodome?
You should not be asking me this question.
Well, I'm just gonna Dino Times.
Okay, yeah,
it's Dino Times. Woo! All right. So, as you can see, there's not a lot here. We do have some.
One could argue there's nothing.
There's some rocks over
there's
here.
Some rocks. There's some dirt and more rocks.
There definitely is. Yes, rocky
there's
dirt.
There's some water.
There is, yes, some water.
Can you go to the water real quick? See, look at that normal map.
Kevin has a PC, so he gets to see this cool water-looking water. But on the Mac, it does not look this way because hashtag Mac things. But we're working on it. But yes, this is the intended look of the water in the dome. But y'all didn't come here for water. Y'all came here for dinosaurs, which I'm not going to do yet because we need to put down some plants first. I'm not even going to click on this button. I'm going to just tease you. All right, so we have a bunch of plants here. We did a lot of research into the different plants that would have or may have been present in Cretaceous Mongolia. This was probably the most challenging part of game development. There's not a ton of scholarship on like exactly what plants were in Cretaceous Mongolia. The condition, Cretaceous Mongolia, specifically the Flaming Cliffs region and a few other regions in Mongolia, are very rich in dinosaur fossils, but the conditions that allow dinosaur fossils to form are usually very bad for creating plant fossils. So you really only get one or the other, and you kind of have to guess about who else was around. So we know about the dinosaurs that were living in Cretaceous Mongolia, but the plants are a little harder to parse.
Well, really, dinos were a bit tricky, too. I guess people are more interested in dinos in general.
Yeah, if you find a new plant, science is going to be like, oh, great. Well, we care, but nobody else is going to care. But every time you find a new dinosaur, it's pretty cool.
This one had a claw on its nose. That's crazy.
There are some crazy dinosaurs that have things like that. So I'm just going to put down some smaller plants. The way that I like to play the game is I've unlocked everything. I like to put down like one or two of just about everything and then sort of see what takes. I've had biodomes before where I put down just too much of one type, and then it sort of overtakes my biodome, which is aesthetically displeasing. So you'll notice that, oh, I better fast forward so that I can, the fog is coming, yes. I'm going to fast forward so that I can replenish my points a little faster. You'll notice that these plants all have names that are pretty difficult to pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce them correctly, but I will do my best. I spoke with some paleobotanists who work at various museums and universities, and the general consensus is that there is probably a correct way to pronounce all these things, but I heard a few paleobotanists say that no one really knows how to pronounce them, so really anything goes. For instance, these flowers, I believe that they are Ranunculaceae, and that is actually the family or genus of flowers. For some of these plants, there isn't a specific species. It's sort of, as I said, it's difficult to find exact information on plants of the region. So we did our best, and in many cases, the plants are named after relevant families or genuses, and not after specific species, the way dinosaurs are. So yeah, we'll put a bunch of cool plants down. I think these are one of my favorites.
I know how I feel about this. I realize you've been doing this for like the past 2 minutes. What would be like the plants that they would be starting out with, though? That's sort of what I'm curious about as a player. As a player,
you will start out with ferns. Ferns are unlocked when you begin the game, and let me get kind of close up here. They look cooler if you're closer to them. You can see through their little leaves. These are based on the ostrich fern, which is a modern variety of fern. But ferns there have been a lot of ferns over the years, and so we sort of took some artistic license and thought ostrich ferns looked pretty cool, and there were definitely ferns around back in the Cretaceous period. So this is what we settled on. So you will start the game able to place ferns. The Ranunculaceae flowers are a very early unlock that you can do. All of these plants are sort of arranged in how quickly you can unlock them. So I haven't put any of the really fancy late game plants down yet. These are all pretty, well, I don't want to call them basic, so I won't, but they're like early game plants. Anyway, I've got some nice plants happening here. There's some stuff for any future dinos to snack on when the time comes. So let's go over to dinosaurs and see what we got. So the first thing I'm going to place down is a pollinator. That's right, an insect. I know y'all want to see that.
Boo.
Well, I'm going to do this so that these can start pollinating as I talk. I'll go through all of the dinosaurs that we have here, though I will not. Every single dang one. I won't go through the biodex. That would. I'll read everything. I won't be able to help myself. So, but I'll go through all the dinosaurs that are available so that you can, everyone who is watching this can see what is available for them. We've got some mammals that you can start out with. They're pretty inexpensive to place. It's a Lambdolestes and Delta Theridium. So Lambdolestes hopped like a rabbit, they say. Their feet were pretty long, and so scientists believe they probably hopped like rabbits. And Delta Theridium is surmised to be an ancestor of modern marsupials. So like this guy is a kangaroo now. That's not how evolution works. This guy is not a kangaroo, but you know, eventually kangaroos occurred. Yep, this guy, is the same guy, and he just gradually, individually changed into a kangaroo. That's
pretty cool.
that's not how that works. But we also have Mononicus, and oh, this is cool. What's this? Oh, okay. Well, that's happening. Geez.
That's not cool.
That is not cool.
Well, it's not that big of a deal. We can bring it back up.
We'll bring it back up.
But in the meantime, I guess you can just look at us with a black screen trying to bring it back up.
Yes.
Should we send
It's a cliffhanger. Yeah, we should probably. Why not send the buttons on the airport?
Oh, cool.
It's live entertainment.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right, here we go.
I just heard Lindsay say, "Did we just crash?" No, Lindsay.
Let's go back into Dino time.
Oh, did that just work? I love OBS. This is awesome. Okay,
Nice.
fade back into the main game just
All right,
like that.
let's do it.
We're back in the
We're
game.
back in business. Dino times. Time for dinos.
I'm not
Let's get
sure
back in here.
what even happened there. Did you place a Mononicus? Or did you try to?
I did not. I think I just hovered over it. I'm not sure what it didn't like.
It seems like everything is back to normal. That was not near as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a little hiccup, I guess. Protoceratops is one of the earliest animals that you'll get to see when you're beginning the game. I'm going to actually place some oviraptors.
Ooh.
Oviraptors are cool.
Place a Tarbo.
Let's zoom right in on this oviraptor. This is
Yeah, he's okay. He's not my favorite.
He's cool looking. Look at that color palette.
His color palette is cool.
Yeah. So these dinosaurs are pretty interesting because they were falsely accused of egg theft for many decades, and that's why their name is Oviraptor. I believe that their full name is Oviraptor Philoceratops, which roughly translated means egg thief who really liked stealing the eggs of Protoceratops. So what happened was a fossil hunter named Roy Chapman Andrews, I believe this was the Andrews expedition, in the 20s or 30s, they went to Mongolia to try and dig up some fossils. Roy Chapman Andrews is a pretty interesting person. He worked for the Museum of Natural History in the 20s, went on many expeditions, was sort of an adventurer slash scholar slash scientist, archaeologist. So some people say that he was one of the inspirations for the Indiana Jones character. Anyway, he went with his crew to Mongolia, and they were digging up a lot of Protoceratops fossils. And Protoceratops is this orange thing here that looks a bit like a Triceratops.
And we should say, like going back to that plant point that I was talking about before, the dinos you start out with, I think Protoceratops is like the dino you start out with, right?
It is, yes.
Okay.
So you would be placing those first.
Not Oviraptor.
It's asleep. No. I'm just giving y'all a
thing.
sneak peek about Oviraptor because I really like the texturing on the model. Look at those little fangs in there. What even is that? It's so strange and interesting. Anyway, so they went to Mongolia and they were digging up a lot of Protoceratops fossils. A lot of nests were found with Protoceratops, and then they found a nest with one of these guys, like crouched very near it, but the head had been crushed. And so they thought to themselves, well, looks like this dinosaur that no one's ever seen before was trying to steal some eggs when a landslide happened and murdered them all. And that was the end of that. Caught in the act.
Where do you read about all this?
Is
it Wikipedia.com or is it just like...
This is on Wikipedia, but it is elsewhere too. I believe that this is a substantiated thing. And I mean, their name is Oviraptor for this reason because they were thought to be egg thieves.
But then these guys, how do they interact with the environment right now? They're not herbivores, I don't think.
They are omnivores, actually.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So they will still eat some of the stuff that's on the ground here.
They will, yes. They are omnivores. The jury's kind of out on what exactly they would have eaten. They would have been capable of eating like small animals and probably eggs. To finish my story, in like I believe the 90s or the early 2000s, they x-rayed the eggs around which the Oviraptor fossil was found and found out that the eggs contained baby Oviraptors. So Oviraptor was guarding its own nest the whole time. But that doesn't mean they didn't steal eggs.
That's a twist.
Yep, it is quite a twist. But yeah, they have these little grabby hands. They could have used them to pick up eggs and then used their legs to run away with the eggs.
Their hands are sort of morphed to be perfect for encasing eggs.
Yeah.
Just hugging eggs the entire time.
Oh, you'll also notice that their hands are placed sort of perpendicularly to the ground. There's a lot of scholarship that we read that said that many dinosaurs, their wrists would have enabled them to clap their hands, but not slap their knees. So they were clappers, not slappers. We said that in the office a lot.
Caroline, I'm going to be honest. I'm bored of the Oviraptor.
You know what?
I want to move on to a new dino.
All right. Well, that's fair.
Showcase something.
I know.
New.
I know too much about these dinosaurs. All right. Well, why don't I play some Protoceratops? That's a pretty nice early dinosaur.
Protoceratops is cool.
Yeah. Look at this.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. There he goes. And there's some what looks like porcupine spines on its tail. These aren't meant to be like porcupine spines, nor are they meant to be feathers. There is a similar dinosaur called Cretaceous, which lived earlier than Protoceratops, and the fossil record does support that they had this sort of a plume-like thing on their tail, and it's thought that this is a descendant of Cretaceous.
And these guys go into Triceratops, right?
I think so, or at the very least, they're cousins. Yeah, cousins, if not ancestors. So
it's not as cool as Triceratops, but still pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, they're trying, though.
They're trying their best.
They're trying, but they're not Triceratops. Oh, that was funny. What a funny joke I just said.
Yeah, I guess we should get someone in here to laugh at that.
we should get on that. All right.
Just a single guffaw.
I'm gonna put down a couple more plants.
Big trees.
Yeah, nice big trees. They're Trochodendrons. And then, oops, I'm at 8 points here. I'm going to fast forward. Oh, look, they're all sleeping in the shade. How sweet.
They're all getting along.
They are, yeah.
This is a great start to this biodome.
It is actually an auspicious beginning, more so than it often is.
Unusual.
Oviraptor, though it is an omnivore, it won't eat these adult Protoceratops. They're too large. All of the animals.
That makes sense.
Yeah, all the animals who can eat other animals, they have sort of sizes that they can attack. So.
What's that guy going? Oh, he's just going for the plants. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oviraptor doesn't really
strike
me as a dino that's willing to take on a challenge.
No, they're
They're
clever little. Look at that face. Look at it.
That face. Well, what else? What else do we get? What can we introduce into this biodome that will destroy it?
Oh well.
Or will invite challenge to the biodomer.
Well.
What do we call the person in charge of the biodome?
The biodome
supervisor. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess a supervisor. You can call yourself a supervisor if you're taking care of a dome. One thing that would be challenging is to just put in a nice classic Velociraptor.
We do have kind of an unrelated question in the chat. Do you have leopards on this game?
Well,
I believe we do, don't
we do.
Like in the rainforest, we have the clouded leopard?
In Tyto Ecology, in the Himalayas expansion, we have a snow leopard, and we also have a clouded leopard. But there are no leopards in Cretaceous Mongolia. That would be silly.
That would be weird.
Yeah.
But, we do have other biodomes in this game.
If you want a leopard, we'd need like a Zalamdalestes here. That's about as close as we're gonna get to a leopard. There he goes.
If I squint.
Yeah, look at that. There he goes. And he's gonna get hungry. I better put down some termites because they are insectivores. There we go.
All right, cool. So, you did. Okay, so you just introduced Velociraptor.
Yes, there is a Velociraptor stalking around somewhere. Where did he go? Here. Looking around. Oh, he's got a private island. Good job. Oh, clever girl.
No one show up over here.
Having dreams of
He's probably just not that hungry right now.
Yeah. At 91%.
They won't actually hunt until their hunger level hits a certain point, right?
Yeah.
So until then, they just sort of get along.
Yeah, it's about 70 or 80%, and we do not have a way of predators and prey like understanding their proximity to other predators and prey. That's a feature that we would like to introduce in the future, but we don't have it quite yet. So we do have, they're real close right now, which is a little closer than they probably would be in nature.
That Velociraptor is going after something.
Oh man.
No, that's right. Yeah, it's just.
He might just be running for joy. Sometimes the animals run for joy in this dome.
He's
He's having a good sleep again. No, he didn't have a fish.
Oh, and it does display the hunger level when you click on the animal.
Yes.
So you know if a carnivore is getting in dire straits.
Yeah.
They're gonna go for some of your cute dinos. Are there any other plants that you would like to showcase, or are these like? We got those big plants.
We do have some quite large plants. I can just zoom right on over here.
Like the cypress.
This is, I think, our biggest tree in the dome is the cypress, and you can get real low here, and then look up at the tree. It's so tall.
Which there are only. Actually, I'm not sure about this. You would know this. Do all dinos interact with like the big trees right now? Is that how it works?
Is
there like a size difference?
There isn't. So the smallest herbivore to the largest herbivore, they can all eat from the same plant, and the reason why is because they might be eating the bark, or oops, there's a fly near my face. They might be eating the bark, or they might be eating leaves that have fallen to the ground, or some other way of consuming this tree. But
then there are the big dinos that can interact with the tree that are herbivores, right?
Yes.
Not all big dinos are herbivores, but like the Therizino, for example, the danger flute, that's a herbivore, right? Only? It's not an omnivore?
Yes, it is. Should we put a danger flute down?
It's like, we're in the middle of the show. It's not really a showstopper. I like the danger flute a lot.
I think he's definitely an office favorite.
Yeah.
So
everyone likes him. I'd say put him down.
All right,
Who cares?
let's do this.
But do keep in mind that this guy's pretty expensive in the game proper.
Quite expensive, and this is going to be 90 impact points, and we only have 100 right now. So this is a pretty late game
he's gonna
animal.
Eat all of our plants.
Oh yeah, you get 2 of them. So, boom! Look at that. Bet you weren't expecting it to be that big, were ya?
Yeah.
So big.
No one really did.
Yeah, they're very large animals. And the closer they come, look at that screen shaking effect.
Oh yeah, that's kind of a new feature with dinos.
You can really get a feel for how huge some of these dinosaurs are. It's a little bit difficult to really understand the relative size of things in this dome since everything is unfamiliar. In real life, velociraptors were a little bigger than like turkeys. In Jurassic Park, they are. Oh, got him!
I missed it. I wasn't looking.
Well, you can rewatch this.
Oh, they eat the leg got him. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So
cool.
This one, he got him. Good job, Velociraptor.
You did it. Now you're not hungry anymore. Sleep time.
Yeah.
So actually, I am curious about the danger flute specifically. Why is it like that? Why does it have the claws, the Freddy Krueger claws, and it's giant, and it's an herbivore? Like, what is it designed just to eat from trees?
Well, the short answer is science isn't really sure, but a more involved answer is it's thought that the long rakes at the end of its arms, they look pretty scary, like they'd be good for attacking other animals, but they may have just been used to dig up roots and like rake through grasses and things like that. They may have been used for defense or for displays of strength against other Therizinosauruses or something, but it is thought that perhaps they were used sort of like an elephant uses its tusks to sort of dig up roots and things in some cases. And actually the fossil record for Therizinosaurus specifically is very sparse. I believe the only fossil that's been found from Therizinosaurus... Oh man, what's gonna happen? Oh, Robert, you got away! Good job, you got away! Anyway, but there are only a pair of arms that have been found from Therizinosaurus. We do know what a lot of Therizinosaurids looked like, which are like cousins to this species, so we've drawn conclusions about what this specific species looked like based on what similar species did. And we do know that its arms were that big, its claws were that long. Its claws could be, I think, 6 feet in length.
That's that's like me.
I know, right?
It's
so big. It was, it's either the claws or the arms. They're huge at any rate. Like I think a human would come up to like the knee or something. This is a huge animal, so it's difficult to convey that when you don't have anything for scale. There are no bananas in this biodome, so how can you tell how big anything is? And that's probably why we added this like screen shake and stomping effect, so you can really feel how big these animals are.
I just thought it was cool.
It is cool. It's very cool.
There was no reasoning behind it. I was just like, I want the camera to move. Well, I guess, is there anything else that you want to show off specifically in this? Like, dinos? We showed off a lot of the plants. We showed off a good amount of the dinos.
We did,
I kind of want
yes.
to keep some as surprises.
Yeah.
We did show off the Dangerfloof, which is my favorite one. I mean, actually, maybe that's not my favorite one. But it's definitely up there. Is there anything else specifically that you would want to show off?
I don't particularly think so. This is, if you've played Tyto Ecology games before, this has the same mechanics as the other games, but we have, replaced all the animals with cool dinosaurs, and you can check the biodex for more information on any of the dinosaurs that you'd like to know more about.
As always. This functions the same as before, right?
Yes,
Okay.
it does. So this will, and you can also look up information on all of the other animals in the other domes while you're playing in this dome, if you would like to do that. I think let's show one more dinosaur, and then I think we'll leave the rest for players to find themselves. And I think I want to do Nemegtosaurus, this long-necked dinosaur. Oh, you just made a noise of.
I don't like the Nemo.
Nemo. We had to come up with nicknames for all of the dinosaurs since they have such difficult to pronounce names. Well, what would you prefer, if not?
No, you do.
All right,
I said the Dangerfloof, so you.
All right, good. Well, I'm gonna place him. There it is.
There he is.
This was. Oh, hey, look at that. Now it's a two-headed dinosaur.
Oh, it's just like a Greek myth.
This is one of the last long-necked dinosaurs to roam the Earth. They are walking side by side, just friends forever, very slowly.
Is there any carnivore that hunts these guys?
There is
the Tarbo?
The Tarbo. Yes, I feel like you really want me to place.
No. We gotta leave some surprises.
That's true. Well, this is Tarbosaurus, and I won't place him in the biodome, so you won't see how this dinosaur moves and looks like all the other ones. Yes, it's thought that this is a relative of the T-Rex, not quite as large as T-Rex was. T-Rex was not an American dinosaur because that wasn't a thing back then, but the fossils have been found in what is now North America. But Tarbo was found in Mongolia and filled the same niche as T-Rex did in North America. So yeah. Oh, look, our trochodendrons are fruiting. How nice.
How nice. Well, that is pretty cool. Yeah.
It's a little sneak peek, I guess. It's more than a peek. A sneak look. Preview, yeah.
Sneak look.
Into what Tyto Ecology's latest expansion has to offer. And I hope that everybody enjoys it.
I'm assuming
Oh, do it.
Yeah, sorry. We've got this really bad setup for all of this.
Yeah.
But now you can play. Well, we are going to be signing off. I thank you, Caroline, for showing off all this stuff and imparting all of your knowledge in regards to research on these dinos and everything. That was really helpful. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope you go to pick up this expansion as well as the base game Tyto Ecology if you don't have it already to enjoy this expansion. I do know that we're going to be implementing a couple more hot fixes for this thing. I mean, there was that crash earlier, for example.
Yes.
But there are also minor things that a lot of us want to look at and fix over time. And we may add a couple of more subtle features in the future. Am I correct?
Yeah. There may also be an update sometime soon of baby dinosaurs.
Well, okay.
There might be, maybe.
There might be, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe we've already made the assets.
That wasn't a very specific association. Doesn't mean anything.
No, it wasn't. No.
I thank you for joining us, and we will see you. Well, we don't have a specific shoot schedule in mind right now, but you'll see us regarding Tyto Ecology or Tyto Online. You'll know.
Oh, one more thing before we go. I hope that everyone enjoys Tyto Ecology. I hope everybody learns something from all the research that we've done. We've tried to be as accurate as possible while still making a fun game. However, if there's anybody out there who notices that we've made a error in what we've portrayed here, let us know. We did our best with the research, but the science isn't quite as exacting as it for this particular time period as it is for modern biodomes. So yeah, if you see anything and you're like, that's not right, you know, tell us about it, and you know, we'll look into it and we'll probably fix it if we're wrong. So so yeah, let us know and have fun and happy gaming.
Yep.
We'll see you next time. Bye.